Okay. Now you see it by the garbage? You see it, right? Now you see this right here? Okay, what are you saying? Tell me what I'm doing. What am I doing? Who are you? Who are you? Okay, you work here. That means that you don't tell me anything.
Shut up, bitch.
Listen.
I asked you.
You guys, look, see this stuff right here?
I asked you nicely once to leave my property.
Okay, stay away from me. Don't walk up on me. Now you tell me.
Okay, watch this. First of all, I don't know who he is. He's already on the cell phone calling the police, okay? This is the problem in America. He's already calling the police on me because I'm out here trying to feed for myself and make a living for myself under the circumstances where these bastards came over here and stole this land from us, murdered everything, put these buildings up every damn where, and take ownership of the land. And now I'm trespassing. They won't give you a job. You can't do nothing with them unless, of course, you exploit yourself, act like a bitch, dress up like Tyler Perry, like a woman. All that stuff they want a black man to do to be a part of this world and be successful and sustain themselves. All that stuff is what made me say I don't even want to be around them. I don't want to work for them. I'll just give me a truck and be a scrap man. But everywhere you go, they asses is there. And they always doing this shit, calling their help from the police. Just like what you see him doing right there on his phone. And the police did come to my house, harassing me. This bitch right here with this Farmer Jack looking bastard right here never proved to me or anyone that he was even the manager of this apartment. The only thing he was necessary for him to get all this shit stirred up for me was for him to be a white man and for him to call some white ass policemen. And that's why y'all asses are getting the fuck off this planet. Now listen to what happened.
What am I doing? I want you to tell America what I'm doing wrong. Tell America what I'm doing wrong. Because I came here to pick
Okay, I'm trespassing after they came here and murdered all my ancestors and stole our land from us. And they're still here making hell for me and everybody else that look like me to make a living for themselves. They killed all the animals, poisoned the water, the trees, everything got fucked up by him. And now that I'm so reduced that I'm digging in the garbage to make a living for myself, this is what his ass is doing. Him and that other little faggot over there that I wish I could have beat the hell out of both of them, but I would have ended up in jail. But that's what they need. People like this need for the police not to get involved. And then when I kick their ass and say, now the next time I come over here and want to get some out that garbage can, you come up to me and give me $100 and say, oh no, you do not have to be a junk man, see, because you whoop my ass good enough where every time I see you, I'm going to give you $100. Now that's what needs to happen to them.
That's crap. And that television. And now look at these guys. Now look how active they're going to get. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if I don't leave?
911. I'm going to do right now.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to call police.
I will beat both of their ass. They do not know the anger that's inside of me for them enslaving us, raping our women, filling our neighborhoods with drugs, destroying Detroit, and then this shit. All the shit they've done makes it where they should be blessed and very happy that every time I pass one of them, like this bastard on the street, I do not stick a knife in where this pencil is at. They don't know how fortunate they are that that's not the circumstances that their life is encapsulated in after all the shit they've done. Instead, they're still doing the shit. Now, I want to show you the difference between the white man and the white women in most cases.
You know what I'm doing? I'm showing America how you people like you work with the police to stop people like me from making a living for myself. That's what the problem is about, okay? You guys need to go back to Europe and stop tearing up shit where I don't have nature to help me provide for myself. And then I won't have to be begging your ass for shit like that.
Please, I've got a crap yelling.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Like he called the police, I'll call the UFOs to deal with the police. Okay, so I'm not even worried about the police. The police need to worry about the UFOs. All this shit that you guys seeing right now is the reason why you're going to see fires like you see in Australia, right here in America, probably burning this bitch building up. That he's so proud to open his fat ass mouth and say he's the owner of. Well, if you're the owner of it, you should be the first person happy to see that shit get out of your responsibility. Well, I would like to see it go. I just don't want to see a neighbor make a living off of it.
Oh, to see that. See how white people act. They do everything they can to stop you from making a living for themselves.
See? Listen to him.
I'm already leaving.
Listen, and then watch how they follow me. This is how they taunt you.
Or go catch a rapist or somebody that's pushing a pencil and stealing everybody freaking money that way.
Look at the lady.
You go tell the cops to go get the bankers. Tell the cops that.
And look at the lady back here at the door. Okay, you should have saw her. Her face was so distraught. She looked so embarrassed. This woman right here, I could see her heart. She was so, let me see if I can get a picture of her face so you guys can see. She was just, even though she had the phone and was calling, I don't understand it. Her face looked like, I don't understand what's going on. But for the safety of this man, I'm going to call too. I don't know what I'm going to do, but just look at her face. Just look
To
how
stop people like me from
puzzled
making
she
a living
looked.
for myself. That's what the problem is.
And you
about,
can see
okay?
my angels
You
right
guys
there
need
with
to go
me,
back to Europe
everywhere.
and stop tearing up shit.
Ready to
where I
get
don't
in
have
that
people
ass. You
to
can
help
see
me
them
provide
all
for
with me.
myself.
Look.
And then I won't have to be begging your ass for shit like that.
Please, I've got a credit.
I ain't afraid of the police. I got
I
something
just
for they
want you
fucking
guys all to
asses.
see that.
They
See
asses
how white
going to the
people
door
act.
too.
They do everything they can to stop people from making a living for themselves.
And look at them following me. See, that's how they are. These guys right here are the ones who messed the world up. Those are the reasons why this whole planet is going to be set on fire just to burn bastards like that off of the earth. These motherfuckers like him and that Opie looking ass faggot that was there with him. And I'm calling them just what they are. When the reason I'm sitting here right now, I had to sell my truck. Let me go ahead and show you guys what went down. They made it so hard. People like these guys made it so hard for me. Always telling people I'm stealing. All the stuff that they do with their racist asses. That's all it's about. Look at him. Racist, racist, racist. That's all it boiled down to. They not happy with their white ass pigments and their own sorry ass life. And this lady standing out here in the back was looking like she could have just puked because of the behavior of those two guys. And then of course they upset because I let them know that they were some fag bitches, so they want to follow me down the road and see if I'm going to change my demeanor and bow down to them and act like all the other sorry ass faggot black men act that don't have a backbone. And the reason that this guy almost got his ass knocked out that day because he think that he got a right to treat every man like that. Look at her. Look how the poor lady is so distraught. She just can't believe it. It's just so sad, you know. I know what you white ladies go through having to live with these sorry bastards like that. Look at her. You know, she like, I just can't believe it. All this going on just because she probably put the shit out there. She probably like, I left that shit there so somebody can get it. Why are you guys out here harassing him? You know, this is the stuff that nice white people who don't want to have anything to do with shit like that have to be a part of. Idiots like this. So now all this wasted time, all this wasted effort, and then two cops show up at my house with a note that he didn't sign telling me that I was the one in wrong and I shouldn't be on that property, you know. And the only thing I did was went over to the garbage can and tried to get that shit so I could go recycle it, get it off the street, everything that would have been good. I could have made money, paid my bills, all that. And see this light right here? That's the same light letting you know I'm always there, I'm always watching. And you bastards really picked up some bad health for yourself that day. Look at them. Even in their own head now, they know what assholes they are. They say, you know, we're really fucked up, aren't we? Yes, we are. Let's go around here and suck on each other like we know we like to do. Can't stand them. I can't. And I know what I'm doing is being childish and immature, but you know what? I'm telling you the truth. You see Black Rain right here, and you see Segment, and you see Patah right there? They are here flying in those spaceships all around this planet, and they're going to kill people like those two men right there. Because those two men have no earthly good on this planet. And you all know why. Because we have people sleeping in alleys and everything because of their bigotry. And we have whole civilizations of people, nationalities dead, holocausted, because those motherfuckers are the children of Hitler. And I know that. And so I ain't going to be sitting up trying to act like I got any ounce of love or respect for them, because I tell you the truth, I wish I could call Quasar right now and tell him to put 3 black dots of both of those bastards' asses. Peace and blessings. Let's listen to this.
If I could catch it, would have to read to the children. They would always want the story read again, so that they would really just wait until he was on the last page and said, read it again, read it again.
Malcolm X's wife.
You know, and so they would start giving the books different endings.
He had a beautiful sense of humor, especially when he was kidding me about pork.
That's John Henry Clark right there.
Whacking him back and saying that you're a decent human being, smart historian. I'm going to give you 99 as a human being. You stop eating pork, I'm going to give you 100. Had a beautiful sense of humor, plus the fact that when you got to know him, He was kind of shy.
You know what's sad when people like Malcolm X have such a horrible job to do, like pointing out to people that they fucked up, meaning blacks and white, because we both were. Black people are messed up because of us being victimized by the messed up white people. And now we act just like them. We think that they had a right to treat us bad. And we believe that if we try to mimic them as much as we can, maybe they will stop being so mean to us. But the only thing that doesn't happen is that we become the same screwed up people that they are. And now we attack each other because we mimic them. And since we see them treat us like shit, we look at that as a clue to treat each other like shit. So our problem as a people is the fact that we have been introduced to another sector of people who has, through osmosis, made us degrade.
Malcolm was now in the Nation of Islam's inner circle, Elijah Muhammad's most visible representative. He had the messenger's confidence and the loyalty of thousands of Muslims. In a sense, Malcolm had found a father. Elijah Muhammad had found another son.
Malcolm X, in my opinion, made a whole lot of changes in the world, but I really believe that his changes really went to no avail because of the fact that he was affiliated with a religious sector. A person anointed like Malcolm X should not have any attachment with any type of religious sector because that will make people of other religions see him as an opponent or as opposition. Me not being a Muslim or a Christian or any of that stuff can understand his greatness outside of him being a Muslim. I will never ever accept Malcolm X as being anything else other than a deliverer, a messiah, or just an overall great human being who was murdered at the hands of the treacherous people. Regardless to who they lie and said did it, we all know who was the backbone behind it. And that was, for sure, America and all the other corrupt white-ass governments on this planet who will not sit around and wait for a black voice to come along and try to wake up the people and lead them back to their own true original God selves. That's who killed him. The whole planet.
On an April night in 1957,
Did you read that?
to help expand the
Arab-oriented Islam, I doubt if he would have attracted 500 people. But he introduced a form of Islam that could commit
Islam since the late
The rejected and the despised, he would be going to the so-called American Negro.
This is the only thing a black man can look forward to around now. It's going to prison. That's all.
Behind prison walls, Malcolm hustled bets, fed his drug habit, and argued against the existence of God. The men in the cell block called him Satan. But at the same time, encouraged by an older black inmate, Malcolm began reading and taking English courses.
One thing I want to say about prison. There is some books you can find in that big time. Book of Islam's and the books of Christianity. The two things to stay away from. I'm not trying to have nothing to do with any one of them. And I have my own reasons for that. But I've seen a whole lot of fake stuff happen to people that are really genuinely on fire to try to liberate their people. And then they get involved with a sector of people that's not about liberation at all. It's all about propaganda of money collections. And I'm not saying that the Nation of Islam is like that, and I'm not saying Christianity is like that. I'm saying that you can all do your own research and figure that out for yourself. But one thing we do know is that when Malcolm started having some bad times,